Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video we are going to do a little bit of nail art. So I decided I wanted to do a Winnie-the-Pooh set. I've gotten some decals in and they were just super cute, and I've just been wanting to do this set, and it was in my inspirational box. So I really want to get this set done and out, so I'm going to use Nail Reserve Almond. It is a super nice beautiful color. I do 2 coats. You want to go thin. Thin coats are always better. But it is very pigmented, so we could get really good coverage on 1 coat, but I recommend 2 thin coats rather than 1 thick coat. I do want to point out here on the middle finger, I know you're going to see this little like divot. So this is my Elena hand that I'm using. This is not a real person. And when I was putting the tip on, I noticed that it needed like a little buffing. So when I took the nail out and I kind of buffed it with my drill, I don't know why my brain buffed it where it actually looked like it met, but that's not where it needed to be buffed. So I put a little divot in the nail. Now, if this technique you're using this on a person, you would definitely want to replace that, fix that. If you know that this would show, you would want to replace that and fix that. But I'm actually going to put something over that anyways. So for this demonstration, I just left it. I know you're going to be looking at it through the video because when I'm editing it and even doing the nails, I wanted to go and just change it out so many times, but I was like, girl, it's going to be covered. It's not going to affect anything for the actual nail art of this. If this was a structure thing, like I said, on a person, you would definitely want to switch that nail out or build that nail piece of that nail back up there, because that would where your apex and that would be, and you would definitely need your structure for that. Because it's just a practice hand and we're just doing art, I just left it. So 4 to the 5 nails I have done in the almond from Nail Reserve, and now I'm just going to go in and do the pointer finger black. I thought I just wanted a little bit of contrast with the color, just to give it a little bit of pop. Now we will go in and do a little bit of stamping on this nail, so we will just kind of give that look at just a different dimension. I want to try to do a few different techniques with this set. So I do end up doing some stamping, we do some different nail, like 3D sculpting. We do quite a few little things. I think we even add a spinner in this one. So it's definitely a fun nail art session we have going on here. So I go ahead and I do a second coat of the black. I do 2 coats. I do 2 coats of all the polish. And like I said, you're going to want to go thin. This black is quite pigmented, so it actually works really nicely. I believe this is the Madame Glam. So yes, I did just want to check. It is the Madame Glam Perfect Black, and 2 coats it's perfect. It does have really nice coverage. Like I said, you're going to want to go thin. Always go thin coats rather than thicker coats, and you will be perfectly fine with your curing. You will not run into any curing issues. So now I've grabbed my stamping stuff, and I have some honeycombs that I'm just going to stamp on this nail, and I thought that the black again would bring out more of like the yellowy goldy honey, and I thought that'd be a really cool effect for this nail, so I've decided to go that way. I will have the link of the plate or the plate number down below. I think I got this plate off of Ali, and then of course I'm using CJS stamping polish. I truly love CJS. I feel like their stamping polish just works. It works good. It works with all my plates. And for the most part, things always transfer for me. So I just absolutely love it. I am going to go in here and I want to have like a little tree for Winnie-the-Pooh to be under. So I've grabbed my stamping, this plate here, and I think I've gotten a lot of plates with a lot of trees and stuff, and I feel like they're really good for adding extra elements to nail art. And even for the Winnie-the-Pooh, I'm going to use a decal, but I wanted to get like a tree for him to kind of be under. So I thought that turned out really cute. It is just a slight kind of outline of it. And now I'm going to go in and I have these decals that I got that I thought were super cute. And I'm going to take little Pooh and I'm just going to put him so he's kind of look like he is looking over. He's kind of bent over a little bit, and there is a reason for that. I am going to go and put something on the middle finger, and it's kind of going to be like Winnie-the-Pooh is looking over and being enticed by the honey pot that I'm going to create and put on the middle finger. It's super cute. Now I did go back in here and I was like, you know what, the top of the nail needs something, so I found a sun. And again, just looking through your plates, I love to buy plates that have a lot of different things on them because they just come in handy. So I found a perfect sun to go up on top of the nail. Just thought it would tie it all in together very nicely. Now I'm going to go in and do some kind of like honey drips is what I'm going to call them. Now I will say with this, I am at fault for it. I did it, but again, because it's on a practice hand, I left it alone. I went way too thick. Now, when you're doing this, go thin layers and build it up to get like the 3D effect that you want. Like you will see the drips are kind of thicker and giving me that effect. You could achieve that by doing layers. I tried to do this in like one layer and I'm telling you guys it had curing issues. You will see it even in the photos. It is uncured gel underneath and it is just not safe to be on your nail or anybody else's. So make sure you go thin layers with this. Again, I left it, I kind of realized after the fact. Now to fix that, if you have that, I would go in after you've cured it and you've realized, okay, this is uncured. You're going to want to slightly file it to expose the uncured gel and wipe it out with your gel wipe solution to clean off any excess of the gel polish, and then cure it again. And then you should be able to go in with a thin layer again just to get back your shape and kind of your design of what you wanted, if that does happen to you. Now just to prevent that from happening, just do thin layers. I think this would work perfectly if you just did 2 thin layers. Do your outline, kind of your look, and then you can use your second layer to give it kind of like that little 3D dimension, sorry, and just to kind of give it that little bit of raised look. So just a tip, do not do what I did. I know it's not a very good example, but I do want to tell you where my mistakes fell and how to fix them, or how to just prevent them from happening. Go thinner. Thinner is always better with gel polish. Okay, now that I've done the drippy honeys, I'm going to go in and create a honey pot. Now I'm using 3D sculpting gel. It works amazing. If you are an acrylic user, you can use acrylic to do this as well. But because I am a gel user, this gives me the same effect and I can build anything with it. So it's really cool to have and actually use and play with these type of products. Now you can mold this as much as you want and get it into the shape that you want, and then you have to cure it. So once it's cured, it will hold its form and shape, but you do not have any, like, you're not limited to any time. So you can play with this little guy for as long as you want to get it where you need it to be, which is amazing because it's a very forgiving type of product. And just don't cure it until you're ready to cure it, then you're good to go. You can just, like I said, play with her until you kind of get it where you want. Now I am not very, like, I don't know guys, to be honest, I can't draw worth crap. I'm not that good. I feel like I'm not overly that artistic either, until I get into something and then I want to try all these different things. But so I'm just going to go and try to create a pot. I do have a picture that I'm kind of looking at. Now the brown that I had was too dark in the carving gel, so I'm using this lighter one, and I will go ahead and paint out the pot to kind of give it a little bit more of a realistic look. Now these do come in multiple colors, so you can probably find a color that would go, but if not, just get your lightest one and then you could go in and paint it after it is cured. So now with this little pot here, I am going to go and do almost like a label type of thing on it, and in a different color, and then I will paint the pot itself in another like shade of brown. So I think for these, I'm just kind of like mixing and kind of getting my own little color with it. I don't know if it's gonna exactly be like the colors of the honey pot, but you know what, nail art, it doesn't have to be. Like when you're recreating art, you're recreating it. So put your own twist, your own spin on it. So I'm just kind of doing like the border label, I'm going to call it here. And then I'm going to cure that and then go in and I'll go around and do the color on the outside. Now I'm using this little lamp. I got this from Ali. I think it works great for nail art like this. I did have a curing issue once with it, and now I'm just wondering if it was even that or if just me with the product. Who knows? I don't even recall. So I want to give it more of a go, but it's definitely a handy product to have. So now here I'm going in and I'm just painting the actual pot a different color so the little label type of thing will stand out. And I think this color I even go in and shade it a little bit more just to kind of get where I need it to be. I apologize for my head popping in there, but you know when we're doing nail art, guys, you want to kind of be all up in its business, and I feel like sometimes that's just the way that it goes. And once you're satisfied with how it looks, you go ahead and cure that step. And now we're just going to go in and I'm just got some red gel polish and I'm just going to write honey on the little label. It's a little hard to see. I guess in the actual design you can see it a little bit better, but on Winnie-the-Pooh's pot it always says honey. So I wanted to go in and write that. I just use a small liner brush. You do it once, you do it twice, guys. Sometimes you gotta do it more than once. Like I said, it's actually a little bit harder to do because it's so tiny, but I do get it and it does turn out super cute. You can kind of see it a little bit better here and I just love it. I love my little pot. I thought it turned out nice. Again, once you're satisfied, go in and make sure you cure that. Now I'm just going to go in and add some honey in the pot. So I'm just going to do a little line of some honey and just some little bit of drips just to kind of make it a little bit more realistic and just kind of have a little bit of dimension so it's just not this weird pot, right? We want honey. This is the whole thing about Pooh, is he loves his honey. So I just go ahead and add a little bit of the same tone of gel polish and just add a little bit of honey and texture to this pot. Again, once you're satisfied with it, give that a good full cure. So now, if it wasn't enough to have all this loveliness going on, I thought I would put a little charm on here just to give it a little something. I had these little Winnie-the-Pooh charms. They came in just like a mixed pack. I got off Ali. I find them super fun to get. It's kind of like a surprise every time because you don't overly know what you're going to get. So one of them had Winnie-the-Pooh's head in it. So I've decided I'm going to make this a spinner. Now, these little backs you can buy. I think I got these from Shein a while ago. I will try to find a link for them. And all you can do, you can literally turn anything into a spinning top. So I just put a little bit of nail glue on the back. And I'm just going to put that on. You want to be sure not to get the glue in between the spinning little columns because you can cure that and then it won't spin anymore. So just kind of play with it a little till you get it where you need it and then give that a cure. And then we're going to attach this to the nail. So I did go ahead and just give it a quick little wipe off and I'm going to buff the area that I want my little charm to stick to. And I've decided to put it on the black nail here and I'm just going to go in and use a little bit of the hard like Born Pretty gel. more of the solid nail tip glue gel. I find it works really good for these type of charms. And it just kind of keeps them there in place and you can work with it until you're ready to cure. So now here what I'm going to do, this is last minute, this was not actually in my original design, but I thought, you know what, bees, honey, you know what I mean, honey, bees, I don't know guys, I feel like it just needed a bee. So I did have some bees and I decided to put a little honeybee right on top of Pooh's pot of honey. And I don't know guys, I decided it looked really super cute. Why not? I have the charms. They just let's go. We're already going half crazy. Let's just be full crazy on this set. And this is how it turned out in the end. I absolutely love it. I think it's super cute. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.